All right, bronze medal game. We have Alberta Open Women's versus Ontario, and it looks like they're already having a good laugh on court with each other, so it'll be a friendly match. But I know they'll both play very hard. We got some Alberta fans cheering on from South Africa. Nice to see you're here. Alberta with the first center pass. Waiting at the last second to release it across the circle to the center, where it goes around the rim. Rebound finally taken by the goal attack. And the goal shooter wide open, getting their balance, making sure not to go off court. Misses, this time a far shot. And the goal attack under the hoop sets it in. 1-0 for Alberta. Ontario looking to tie the game on their center pass now. Good pressure by the Alberta goal defense, but an obstruction call means Ontario gets another chance with the penalty. Again, good defense by Alberta, but again, too close. Alberta looking to lob it into the circle. Excellent reach by the Ontario goal shooter. Single-handedly grabs their own rebound. Some contesting, but it's a contact. And goal shooter sets it in the hoop. Tie game, 1-1. 14 minutes left in the first quarter of the game. Alberta working with good intensity, good pace. Putting the ball into the circle as safely as they can. And they score on their penalty shot. Ontario with the center. Good attempt by the Alberta center. Another good attempt by the Alberta goalkeeper, but goal shooter pulls it in and makes that 2 points for Ontario. Alberta looking to take the lead, but a breaking call, so early entry by Alberta needs to be taken in the center third. Free pass for Ontario. Stolen by the Alberta center, who shoots it across the circle, fakes the pass, gives it to goal attack at the top of the circle, decides to pass, but at the last second gets the obstruction call. They take a step forward to where the obstruction happened, shoot, and it goes through. All right, we got some Ontario fans. Janique is back. Nice to see you here again. Thank you for your continuous support on the live stream. And Nicole cheering on Alberta from Australia. Welcome. First 2.5 minutes of the game, 3-2 for Ontario. And Ontario get one more point. I'm sorry, that was 3-2 for Alberta, so now the game is tied. Alberta looking for the shooter, shooting that lob, a little bit short. Ontario goalkeeper gets their hands on it, but the goal shooter pulls it in. A little bit of contesting there after the point was scored. A little bit of frustration, but they get the ball to the center for Ontario's center pass. Ontario's shooting that lob to the goal shooter. Nice and easy into the hoop. The game is tied 4-4. So far, very exciting game. Alberta giving it to the open goal attack, who comes out, lobs it to the goal shooter just too high. Might have been a timing of the jump, might have been too high of a ball. But Ontario have possession, and the center is there to help. Goal attack comes out to the center third. Out to the center. An obstruction call gives a penalty pass to Ontario, who's looking to send it to the goal attack, waiting in front at the top of the circle, wants to get closer. Around the rim, rebounded by Alberta. Alberta trying to take the lead now. Center wide open, but they decide to pass forward to the wing attack, who was also open. Goal shooter there to help. Across the circle, pulls it in. And a late contact call gives the penalty to Alberta. The goal shooter's wide open, but the hands of the Ontario defense were too good. But they did get an obstruction call, so Alberta had the penalty, tipped out by Ontario, and a throw-in for Alberta. Contact call offensively, so Ontario have the penalty pass. Long pass to the goal attack, down the center third. And now Ontario is looking for that wide shot. Big lob to the goal shooter. Both Alberta defense attempting to get the interception, but it falls a bit short. So Ontario get the point. Scores 5-4 for Ontario. Ontario with the center pass. And again, lobbing it to the goal shooter with the splits, getting that contact call with the penalty, and that's another one for Ontario. 6-4 for them. Alberta with the center pass. Lob to the goal shooter, Alberta. Well taken. And it's a point for Alberta. It's a 1-point game. 9 minutes left in the first quarter. Ontario with the center pass. Looks behind, but puts it in the hands of an Ontario Alberta wing attack. Goal shooter holding, but Alberta opting for the safer passes right now. Wing attack coming up top to help. Goal attack wide open at the baseline. Mid-range shot. And it's good. The game is tied. 6-6. Alberta with the center pass. Goal attack out there, asking for the ball, sending it across the circle, deflected by the Ontario center. Alberta get the throw on inside the circle. So the shooter takes it. Alberta throw on. In the goal third. Goal attack again wide open. Just letting the goal attack get those balls out of the court. Center again, same deflection, out to the baseline. This time it's a throw on outside the circle, so the center takes it, giving the goal attack an opportunity to catch the ball inside the circle. Thrown out by Ontario. Alberta throw in. Goal attack holding, asking for that. And a big jump and a land on the back for the Alberta center. But they are back up, they're jogging it off. Ontario don't need that penalty. They get the shot on the first try. 7-6 for Ontario. Beautiful pass around the defense there by Ontario. Lob to the goal shooter, and it's a penalty for them. Shot is short, rebounded by Alberta. Alberta replaying the ball, trying to gain possession. So Ontario had the free pass. Good hold by the goal shooter, which goes up and in. Alberta with the center pass. Trailing by 2 points. Alberta center back at it despite that big fall. Off the ball, obstruction. Inside the circle means a penalty closer to the hoop. Nice deflection by the Ontario goal defense, but it is deemed a contact call, so both are out of play. And this time the shot goes in. 8-7 for Ontario. And they have the center pass tipped off by the Alberta goal defense. Excellent intensity from both sides when they are on their defense. Ontario slowing it down, looking down court, wanting that lob to the goal shooter, and contacted by the goalkeeper, who falls onto the goal shooter in an attempt to get that lob, intercept that lob. Alberta keeping it short, coming out in front for the ball. Goal shooter holding, but goal attack is open. Tipped away by the wing defense, who goes offside, but I guess the ball goes out of court first. It is a throw on at the baseline for Alberta. And a difficult pass to the center, who had two defenders on them, but they get the contact call. Goal shooter's wide open, beautiful split under the hoop. Bounces from the bottom of the rim back into their hands. And this time it goes up and through the hoop from above. The score is 9-8 for Ontario, who have the center pass. Good effort by the Alberta wing attack, but it is a contact call. Goal attack wide open. Alberta deciding to double team the goal shooter. And some contact from the Alberta and Ontario centers, where the Ontario center shoe slides right off, and so time is held. To make sure the shoe is back on, tied nice and tight so it doesn't come off again. Ontario passing it to the goal shooter. Good effort for defense by Alberta, but it is too close, so they get the penalty. Ontario take it right away. They are wasting no time trying to extend their lead. Just under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Alberta with the center pass. Some contesting, but they maintain possession. Alberta looking to the circle for that lob. Goal shooters holding, but they opt not to throw it in. An excellent movement by the Alberta team, who score on a beautiful mid-range shot. It's a 1-point game. Ontario with the lead. Ontario pull that loose ball in and use the defense to help them out. Good effort by the Alberta center. Long ball into the circle. Solid effort by the goal shooter to pull it in with that defense, but the Alberta defense put a lot of pressure on them. Excellent stolen by the Ontario goal attack, which quickly converts to a point. Well done, Ontario. Alberta with the center pass. Alberta, great movement, being wide open there. Ontario opting to block those long balls. And it works, but the center catches the deflected ball, the long pass, and there's a contact inside the circle by the goalkeeper. Quite far away from the hoop. Goal shooter takes the penalty. Will they shoot it? They're looking to pass, and it goes through. Goal attack with the shot, and it's good. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. 11-10 for Ontario. They have the center pass. Coming in front for the ball, but it's a bit too late. Excellent defense by the Alberta center, who super quickly bring the ball down to the shooting third. Ball is tipped out by Alberta. Ontario throw-in. Excellent work coming to the ball by Ontario. Excellent steal by the Alberta wing defense. Goes to the goal shooter, back to the goal attack, out to the edge of the circle, looking for the shooter in front, but they're opting for a different pass. And a contact call at the top of the circle. Alberta a little bit upset, but they know they have the penalty, so they'll take it. Goal shooter wide open, off the tips of their fingers. Goal shooter shaking it off. It's okay. They need to be on defense now. They know it. Stolen again by Alberta, but it was a footwork call. Ontario get the ball in the center third. I agree, beautiful steal. Nice to see you cheering on for your GA. Lovely to see it. Alberta goal defense one more time. This time the steal is clean. Goal attack there to help with the loose ball. Alberta looks to the open player, out under the hoop, mid-range shot. And it goes through. Alberta have tied the game 11-11 with 1.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Alberta had the center pass, but they broke early entry. Ontario with the free pass. Good defense by Alberta, but Ontario are exercising good patience there, and a beautiful take by the goal shooter, who converts it to a point. 1 minute left. in the first quarter. Ontario with the center pass. They have a 1-point lead and they're looking to make it one more. Goal attack wide open out in front. Again, the double team from Alberta. Tipped out of court by Alberta. 40 seconds left. Ontario with the throw on. Out to the edge of the circle. Goal attack's wide open, mid-range. Passes it to the goal shooter under the hoop, who scores. 13-11. 30 seconds left. Ontario with the lead. Alberta with the center pass. Goal shooter's out to help. Center right there asking for the ball. Maybe a little bit of an earlier release they're looking for there to avoid the Ontario defense. Lots of contesting even off the ball there. And an off-ball obstruction right under the hoop. 7 seconds left, but it is a penalty, so they can take as long as they need within the 3 seconds. No matter if the buzzer goes. That's the buzzer, which means Ontario will have the next center pass in the second quarter. This score is 13-12 for Ontario. Stick around for 3 more quarters of netball for the bronze medal match. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Second quarter is underway in 4 seconds. 13-12 for Ontario. Again, they have the center pass. And like I've said before, umpire's whistle dictates the play. So they've reset. Good pressure by the Alberta wing attack. Excellent communication on court by the Alberta defense. And they pop it into the goal attack, but from behind, Alberta goal defense on fire today. Tips it out without contact, so now Alberta have a chance to score on Ontario's center pass, sending it wide to the edge of the circle. Goal attack coming out in front, just misses the goal defense's defense. Huge throw over the circle, but the center manages to pull it in. Goal attack with the shot. It's good. Alberta tie the game, 13-13. And we still have 14 whole minutes left in this quarter. Alberta with the center pass. They have a chance to get the lead. Goal shooter coming out, but their defense is right on their tail. Using that defense for help on the third line. Goal shooters out in front. Alberta with the penalty. Outside the circle. There's the goal shooter. Fumbles out of their hands. Excellent hustle by the center, but it goes out of court. Ontario with the throw on. Ontario going wide, opening up the court, faking the pass, opting for those short ones. Again, going for the short passes. No need to force any balls down the court if they're not there. So they're keeping it short, and it's making its way down successfully, but it's a contact call on the goal defense. Ontario with an open shooter gives it to the defended one because the goal shooter can get those lobs under the hoop. Contact for Alberta. Penalty. Ontario's a shot. It's good. Ontario with the center pass, looking to extend their lead by one more point. Beautiful take by the Ontario goal attack. And that pass was just too high up for the Ontario center. Alberta are looking to make the most of this and get that point back to tie the game. Excellent look down court, but an unforced error, footwork call, gives Ontario the free pass. Beautiful tip by the Alberta wing defense. But Ontario get the throw on in the sideline. Wing attack wide open, using the ball for balance to not go offside. Excellent technique there, excellent skill, launching the ball just over the fingertips of the goal defense, and the goal shooter pops it in for another point. Alberta with the center pass. Wing attack wide open there for the front cut. Goal shooter asking for that lob, but they don't see it. There it is, little bit of a fall. They fall out of court. Ontario with the throw on. Ontario really wanting to take care of the ball here. Good effort by the Alberta center, launching the ball to the goal shooter's hands. Contact call on the Alberta team. It's a pass. And luckily for them, there was an obstruction call. So another shot under the hoop. And Ontario extend their lead by 3 points, 16-3 for Ontario. They have the center pass. 11 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Ontario with the penalty pass in the center third.
Oh, you heard it? I gotta stop. Jury keeps feeding me. And I'm like, stop feeding me.
Two Alberta players out of play. Open shooter, but the pass goes wide.
I'm like, I can't eat it.
Alberta need to make the most of this to catch up. And you know they want to. Excellent movement, good intensity. Good effort from behind by Ontario, but it is a contact. And Alberta have time to reset and take the penalty. Open wing defense, open goal defense, wing attack good pass with the front cut, but it goes a bit too far out for the center. And the ball is turned over to Ontario. Like I said, Ontario, they know to keep it short down the center third. But they launch it. Goal shooter was not ready for that pass. It goes into the hands of Alberta goalkeeper. Excellent defense by Ontario here. And Alberta get a little bit of a break through the center third. Alberta looking to clean up their passes a little bit. Beautiful feed into the circle. And an excellent pass to the goal shooter, who sinks it through the hoop. Alberta center. Good help by the wing defense there. Wing attack wide open. Quick passing by Alberta. Waiting for those shooters to come out. And it's again just a bit too high for that goal shooter, who was looking for a flatter pass. Good defense by the Alberta center once again. Excellent stamina by Tanya. But Ontario still have possession. Send it over the hands of the goal attack. And Ontario have possession. Launching it up to the goal shooter, who gets a penalty. Good reach by Alberta defense. Not enough for the goal shooter. The score is 17-14 for Ontario, who have the center pass. 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. There it is again, up to the goal shooter, who loses their balance, but contact call first. And that's one more down for Ontario. Fumble by Alberta, lose the ball out off the sideline. Ontario hoping to extend their lead. Excellent passing down the center third. Little bit of a give and go, there she is. And a beautiful pass to the goal shooter. Excellent passing by the Ontario team for this point. And an obstruction call at the center pass. Ontario get another chance. Beautiful fake. Goal attack was wide open, but they want to give it to the goal shooter, who has that height advantage under the hoop. Alberta catching up here. Just like that. Alberta are now at 15 points, Ontario with 20. And a high pass gives Alberta the possession back. Keeping the passes short. Excellent move by the goal shooter, but not seen by the feeder. That's okay, the timing of moves. After a few seconds, if you don't see the shooter there, you look behind, and that's exactly what they did. And they managed to score the point anyway, so well done, Alberta. 20-16 for Ontario. Alberta with the center pass. They're closing in. Goal attack wide open, looking for that give and go, but deflected by the Ontario goal defense. Out of court, Alberta with the throw on. And the crowd's going wild behind me. Alberta with a mid-range shot, off the edge, out of court, Ontario throw on. Ontario, excellent passing down court, really taking their time before lobbing it to the goal shooter, who gets a penalty. And that's one more for Ontario. 21-16. Ontario with the lead and the center pass. A little bit of contesting, but they maintain possession. Lobbing it to the shooter. Excellent effort by the Alberta goalkeeper. But nonetheless, a contact. And the penalty shot turns into a goal for Ontario. Alberta with the center pass. Excellent hustle by the wing attack there. Goal shooter asking for a lob. But a contact call by the goal shooter gives Ontario the possession. Lots of cheering from the Alberta bench and the Ontario bench. Ontario giving it to that goal shooter. Beautiful tip by the Alberta goalkeeper. And it is an Ontario throw one right close to the hoop. Both shooters coming out in front. And a lob to the goal shooter under the hoop. Another point for Ontario, 23-16. They have the center pass. High ball by the Ontario side. But a contact call was made, so it's back to the goal third. Goal attack uncontested. And goal shooter with excellent balance at the edge of the circle pops it in. One more time for another point. Ontario with a better lead now, 24-16. But they're not done yet. They're looking to increase their lead. Goal shooter from Alberta, holding, asking for the ball. Penalty outside the circle for Alberta. Low pass taken by the Ontario goalkeeper, but it goes out of court. Contact from behind by Ontario. Alberta get a penalty just outside the circle. Shooters thinking of their game plan. One comes out to help. The other one goes for the short pass, and there it is. Penalty for Alberta, mid-range. Excellent reach by the goalkeeper, which goes off the rim. Ontario with the penalty pass now on their defensive third. Being sure to take care of the ball, taking advantages of these penalties where the goal defense is out of play. And a penalty outside the circle for Ontario, who just missed the hands of the goalkeeper and managed to score. Well done. Ontario with the center pass. Contact call on the Ontario goal attack this time. Alberta with the penalty pass. Both players there, that's okay. They figure it out. Wing attack with a hard drive towards the circle. Little give and go, and beautiful move by the Alberta goal shooter to throw their defense out of the way and get a beautiful shot under the hoop. 25-17 for Ontario. Alberta with the center pass. Shooter looking to do it one more time, trying to catch their feet. They have a lot of defense on them. It is physical in there. And that's one more for Alberta. 25-18. Ontario with the lead and the center pass. Ontario looking back for help. Using that defense to help reset the play down court. And just like that, beautiful front cut by goal attack. Just missing the hands of the goal defense there. Alberta with the center. Wing attack wide open, uncontested. Goal shooter holding the goalkeeper nice and close to the top of the circle, giving them plenty of space, but it's too late, not seen. An obstruction call. Goal attack asking for the ball at the top of the circle, wanting to get closer. Off-ball contact, penalty inside the circle. It's a shot. And they're resetting. Shot is rebounded by Ontario, but it fumbles, and Alberta get the rebound. Beautiful pass to the open goal attack under the hoop. That's one more for Alberta. Alberta's making a comeback. They're trying to catch up. Ontario will have the next center pass. Scores 26-19 for Ontario. Still with a good lead, but it's halftime. They're going to take a break, rehydrate, refuel, and so can we. Use that time for a washroom break if you don't want to miss any of the action on court. We'll be back in 5. That's right, 22 seconds left before we get started with the second half of the game. Bronze medal match, Alberta versus Ontario. Ontario lead 26-19, and Ontario will have the center pass to start this third quarter off. Reorienting ourselves, and like I've said before, we go by the umpire's whistle, not the buzzer. You could say netball is a very micromanaged sport with all the whistling, but we need it. We need it to be safe, and we like to follow the rules. So there you go. We go by the whistle. Ontario with another score, extending their lead, but Alberta has a chance to catch up. Open goal shooter by the hoop. And that's one for Alberta. Looks like that 5-minute rest really helped them. Both teams came in really strong. Intensity's high, the pace is high, and goal shooter, despite the 2-on-1, got the penalty, sunk the ball through the hoop. Alberta center. Defense there right away to help. Using that open player back there. Good recovery by the goal shooter. Wing attack wide open on the other side. And a contact call outside the circle for Alberta. They trail 8 points to Ontario. And the rebound by Ontario. And I'm not sure what happened there, but Ontario have possession and they get a penalty in the center third. None of us knows what happens there. But lucky for Ontario, they got possession. Asking for the ball at the top of the circle just in the nick of time before center got their hands on it. Penalty shot for Ontario, goes through. Ontario doing a great job taking advantage of those penalties inside the circle. But an offside call gives on Alberta the chance to come back. Wing attack asking for the ball down the court. Goal attack out of the circle to help. Contested by the Ontario wing attack. Turns into a penalty. Excellent pressure by the Ontario defense. Faked. Given to Alberta. They're trying to get closer to the hoop. Mid-range shot. Bounces off the rim, rebounded by Alberta, but it goes out of court. Alberta with the throw on. Looking out to their circle players for help. Their feeders for help. And now they get a contact. Call outside. Shooters trying to get in front there. Beautiful pop out by the goal attack. Some contesting inside the circle. But the goal attack takes advantage of the opportunity to score, and there it is, 29-21 for Ontario. Alberta trail by 8 points. Long ball to the edge of the circle. Wing attack, goal shooter wide open. Excellent play by Alberta there, who get the penalty shot. Rebounded by Ontario. And the long ball to the goal attack, who fumble it out of their hands. Unlucky for Ontario. But Alberta, they want to catch up, so they're going to make the most of it. Again, over, across the circle to Alberta. Goal attack out to help. Beautiful deflection by the Ontario goal defense. But a contact call outside the circle. Inside the circle. Goal shooter wide open, loses the ball. Unforced errors once again. Ontario hoping to make the most of it. Much different gameplay than the first game we had this morning. We had a lot of footwork this morning. Excellent defense by the Alberta goal attack. And Alberta decide to send it wide and let the shooters reset. Long shot, not a problem for the Alberta goal attack. They're only trailing by 7 points now, but Ontario have the center pass. Alberta again double teaming that goal shooter. Is it working? I don't know. The goal shooter still is able to get those lobs, but what else can you do? Alberta taking advantage of those steals and their offensive end. Contact call on Alberta. Ontario with possession. Beautiful balance by Ontario, sending it across the court before bringing it down. Wing attack asking for the ball frantically, but the teammates decide they're not open. I'm gonna make a safer pass. Use the defense for help there. And take advantage of those penalties. Long ball up. Goal shooter, of course, under the hoop. Excellent holding. And another point for Ontario. Ontario center pass. Looks down court, can't see the shooter there. So uses the defense behind for help. They're asking their teammates to come towards them. Out of court by Alberta. Ontario with the throw on. Excellent pass to the goal shooter, again under the hoop, who gets their own rebound, and this time it goes in. Alberta center. Out of court by Alberta. Ontario with the throw on. Big lob to the goal shooter. Excellent take. Excellent pass. Shot is short, but they get the rebound and the penalty. And that's another point for Ontario. Let's get a score update for you all. 33-22 for Ontario, and they have the center pass. Goal shooter with a beautiful take once again. Shoots, goes far, but the goal attack gets the rebound, and a fadeaway shot for the goal attack. Nicely done. Ontario making the most of this. Straight to the goal shooter, too short, goalkeeper knew it. They went up for that sky battle and intercepted the ball. Alberta needs to slow down a little bit here as the ball was tipped out of court by Ontario. Goal shooter wide open and found just in time to place it into the net. Ontario with the center pass. Looking beside instead of down court. Now looking down court, but opting for the side pass. Big pass. Excellent movement by the wing attack. Alberta defense there for the help. Lobbed into the hands of the Ontario goalkeeper. Ontario leading by 12 points. Can they make it 13? Good take by Ontario. Rebounded by the shooter with a penalty. And it's good. Ontario center pass. There's the shooter cutting out baseline, close to the hoop. One more for them. Ontario bench very happy right now. And a miscommunication there by Alberta on the center pass. Ontario have the chance to extend their lead. but keeping the passes safe, going all the way to the goalkeeper in their defensive third, over the hands of the goal shooter. Risky pass, but it's all they had. And they made it work. Goal attack with a long shot, just misses the hoop. Alberta with the throw on. Looking for that open player, who finally pops out there at the top of the circle. Beautiful front cut by the goal shooter, who passes it back out. They want to get closer to the hoop. Excellent fake move by the goal shooter. Missed the opportunity, unfortunately. But they shake it off, and they're on defense now. Ontario now working the ball down the court. Looking for those long balls, and if they're there, just sending it. Not looking to waste time. As they extend their lead 38-23 for Ontario. Ontario struggling a little bit, looking for that help. And there's that opportunity down court. And the lob contested by both Alberta players. And a penalty converted to another point for Ontario. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Alberta trying hard to not lose possession. There's the front cut, missed, but faked. Throw on for Alberta. Was there a contact? I don't know. Neither does the umpire. But Alberta still have possession. And they see the goal shooter, who is closer to the hoop, behind the goal attack. And that's another point for Alberta, 39-24. Who sends the ball to the goal shooter. Well taken by the goal shooter to pull it in before the goalkeeper had a chance to deflect it. That's another point for Ontario. Alberta with the center pass. Goal shooter was wide open, but they were looking for the wing attack. And now the Ontario defense have a chance to catch up. But a long shot by the goal attack from Alberta. Makes it count. I agree, Janique, absolutely. First look is the shooters. We don't want to waste time if we don't have to pass the ball around and risk getting it stolen by the other team. So of course, first look is always the shooters. And sometimes the defense is there in the way with their hands up, and you can't even see the shooter. And that's why we have the help on the side and from behind. But again, first look is shooters, as always. Ontario popping it into the circle again. Split move by Ontario goal shooter. One more point for them, 42-26. Really extending their lead now. And Alberta with the center pass. Just under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Quick passing by Alberta. Goal shooters there. But their back was facing the shooter. There's the goal attack. Wanting to get closer to the hoop. Looking for the shooters to make a move, but it's a bit too late. There she is, and that's the move. Long shot, not a problem for that goal attack. Really excelling at those mid to long range shots. Saving those close ones for the goal shooter there, who has that height advantage and can go for those sky battles when the lob comes over. Ontario. Oh, Alberta with the throw on. My apologies, Alberta with the free pass. Penalty pass. I'll get it at some point. Quickly sending it back. There's an open shooter. But they want a safer pass like that one to the goal attack. And that's 3 in a row for the goal attack on Alberta's side. 57 seconds. 57 seconds left on the clock. Umpire was holding time because there's not much time left on the clock. A little bit of a misunderstanding, but we're back. Good defense by the Ontario center, but it's a contact, sending it to the goal shooter, who decides to pass, but excellent read by the goalkeeper there, who bounces the ball one too many times out of frustration, throws the ball down, and that is a free pass for Alberta. Inside the circle, nice give and go, front cut. This time it's a penalty for them. And here we have a long shot. Alberta goal attack on Fryer. I agree, Janique. Ontario with the center pass. But that is the end of the third quarter. 42-28 for Ontario. Ontario with a healthy lead, but Alberta looking to come back strong for the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 3 minutes. And we're back. For the fourth quarter, 5 seconds, countdown, getting our shoelaces tied. We don't want any more shoes coming off the court. Ontario with the center pass. Just kidding, Alberta with the center pass. Switching up the directions every quarter as usual. Alberta really looking down court now, but needing that help. There it is, give and go to the shooter, letting the other players reset and get open. Goal attack still needed for help out there. Lots of contesting there, but Alberta end up with the possession. Obstruction called on Ontario. Sending it into the circle. That was a good look, but goalkeeper just got their hands on it a little bit. And a little bit of aggression happening on court between the centers. Beautiful steal by the Ontario goalkeeper. But taken back by Alberta on the loose ball. Alberta really want to score on this opportunity right here. Wing attack coming there for the help. Nice give and go between the goal attack. And a friendly understanding by the goalkeeper who contacted Alberta. And a penalty closer to the hoop now. Another point for Alberta, 42-30. Ontario with the lead. And the center pass. Goal defense with the contact. Means we have two shooters. And at least one of them should be open. But it's not the case. The wing attack is open instead. Wing attack asking for the ball. Repeatedly now gets it. Gives a nice small pass to the goal attack who lobs it to the goal shooter. And it's in. Little bit of a roster switch up for Ontario. Alberta pulling the ball in. Wing attack there for the help. Goal shooter asking for the ball, but goalkeeper's on them, so the goal attack gets it instead. Shoots it from afar. Goalkeeper pulls it in. And Ontario have the possession. Great movement by Ontario down the court. A penalty and another opportunity to score. Lots of contesting happening in this game. Both teams want to win that bronze medal. Bit too far for the goal attack, so it goes to the goal shooter instead. And this time it goes through 44-30 for Ontario. 12 minutes left in the third. I'm sorry, is it the fourth quarter? I've lost track now. Lob to the goal shooter, uncontested. And just like that, it's another one for Ontario. Alberta, center pass. It was an advantage call, actually, so Alberta got lucky with all that confusion, and the goal defense hustled to get that ball. Penalty outside the circle. Beautiful pass by the wing attack to the goal attack, who scores with nothing but the net. Alberta. Ontario center pass. Goal shooter reaches for the ball, but it bounces off their fingertips. Excellent pressure from the Alberta defense. Ontario with the throw on this time. Inside the circle. Using the circle edge for help. But Ontario maintain possession. It's a contact call, so it's outside the circle. Goal attack decides to pass it. Goal shooter snatches it in eventually and sinks it through the hoop. Ontario coaches telling their team to settle. Resetting the center pass for Alberta. Alberta with the penalty in the center third. Excellent defense by the Ontario center. Alberta making work of the quick feeding around the circle so the shooters can get better positioning. And a long shot goes over the backside of the rim. Ontario with the throw on. Ontario opting for those safe passes, waiting for the players down court to become open. Making their way into the goal third. Goal attack coming out, asking for the ball. Beautiful front cut. Big shot. And it was a pass taken by the goal shooter who turns it into a goal. 47-31 for Ontario. Alberta with a steal. And Alberta get a baseline throw on in their shooting third. Using that circle for help. And faking the pass, sending it to the goal attack who's there at the baseline. Rebounded by Alberta. Another fake pass to the goal attack. Well done by the Alberta center, and the goal attack converts that to a point. Alberta center pass. Goal shooter wide open, but outside of the circle. Obstruction inside the circle. It would be a long shot, but it's a pass. And an offensive contact pushing off the defense. Ontario get the penalty pass. Contested by Alberta's center, who manages to give it to their teammate. Alberta with the throw on in their shooting third. Penalty outside the circle, straight to the goal attack. Middle range shot. It goes through. Goal attack again, excelling at those mid-range shots. Ontario with the center pass, using that defense for help. Goal attack's also out there to help, keeping it short, cutting in front of that Alberta, the tall Alberta defense. Before making it to the edge of the circle, up to the goal shooter. Contested, and Alberta maintained possession. Again, the score is 47-33 for Ontario. And Alberta have possession. Goal attack wide open. Sending it across the circle. Coming out in front for that pass. They're going for the shot. It goes around the rim. But a contact on wing attack gives Ontario the penalty outside the circle. Ontario looking for those uncontested passes where there is no defense on them. Goal shooter with a beautiful lob to them. That's one more for Ontario, 48-33. Alberta looking for help on that pass. An advantage offside by Ontario. Goal attack was their base, asking for the ball. They saw it and they sent it. And that's another point for Alberta. Contact from Alberta goal defense. Off the ball. Ontario with the penalty. They're looking down court. Send the ball a bit too wide. The person receiving the ball was coming to the ball, so they wanted a head-on pass. And it was a bit too much to the side. That's okay, they shake it off. And they're playing defense now. Alberta looking to score here. Good read by the goal defense and goalkeeper there with the steal. Big lob to the goal shooter, tipped by the goalkeeper. And I'm appreciating the sportswomanship happening here on court, despite all the physicality. Excellent steal by the Ontario center, but unfortunately could not pull it in, and it goes out of court. That's the kind of defensive pressure we're looking for. Alberta with the throw on. Wide open goal shooter. Excellent opportunity that Alberta took there for the point. 38-34 Ontario. Sorry, 48-35 for Ontario. 5 minutes left in this quarter. Final quarter, beautiful baseline cut by the goal shooter. And that's one more point for Alberta. 48-36, they're 12 points away. And as we saw in the men's game, yes, you can catch up from a 12-point deficit. Excellent passing by Ontario to the open goal attack. Goes for the pass. And it's a penalty shot. Goal shooter takes it. No problem. Alberta Center. Working the ball around. Waiting for those shooters to make their moves. And it's an Alberta throw on the sideline. Almost a held ball. Excellent defense by Ontario. They get the penalty. Little bit of a rough pass, but they pull it in. Ontario have possession. They want to get closer to the hoop. Good balance by Ontario. Good reach by the Alberta defense. And the score's 50-36 for Ontario. 3 minutes left in the final quarter. This is the bronze medal match. And an unlucky contact call for Alberta there. Ontario with the shot, and it's good. Excellent shot by the Ontario goal attack. Alberta have the center pass. Who send it to their goal shooter, but they come out. Ontario with the penalty pass. And the wide open goal attack steps in, passes it out so that the goal shooter can get closer to the hoop with the ball. Rebound taken by Ontario. Big lob to the goal shooter. Contact. Outside the circle, penalty pass for Ontario. Looking for the baseline cut. And a pass to the goal shooter, who puts it in the hoop. Ontario with the center pass. Big contact by the Alberta center. Ontario with the penalty in the center third. There's the open goal attack. Excellent work feeding. Goes for the shot, passes it to the goal shooter. Contested, contacted by the goalkeeper. And a penalty for Ontario. Get their own rebound. Both defenders are out of play. It goes dark. Someone has leaned on the light switch once again at the entrance, but the lights turn back on very quickly. It happens every tournament. Someone's leaning at the entrance, hits the light switch button, and it goes dark. But we're back. Alberta with possession. And Alberta, the penalty outside the circle. Excellent defense work by the Ontario goal defense, who managed to keep the ball in. But it goes out. Once again, solid effort. Excellent teamwork by Ontario there. Good hustle by Alberta. Alberta have the throw on, and they get a penalty outside the circle. Alberta center with the offensive contact. Excellent call by the umpire. But Alberta shakes it off. They're back in the game. Big lob to the goal shooter. Excellent splits. Good reach by the Alberta goalkeeper. And obstruction. The penalty is good. 15 seconds left in the final quarter. Ontario with the penalty. They're looking to get one more. There's 5 seconds left. And it's a warning for Alberta. But that's okay. There's only 5 seconds left. in the game. Can they get one more shot? Beautiful take by the goal shooter. It's a penalty, and they score right at the last second. Excellent game by Ontario and Alberta. The final score is 54-36. Ontario win the bronze medal match. And next, we have the gold medal match between Quebec and BC. And what time will that be? Let's check the schedule. At 1:15. Thank you very much, co-commentator. Make sure you click the next live stream link for the gold medal match. It'll be a good one. Can't wait to see you there. Thanks for tuning in.